Okay, so the Million MAGA March happened today. You knew it was going to be a disaster. The only question is, how was it a disaster, and what are the desperate last throws of the Trump team? I'm going to explain all that to you. First, this video is brought to you by two sets of folks. As always, you guys hit the join button below. If you're watching on YouTube, you become a Young Turks member. You make all this possible, and you get all of our extra videos. And, of course, Too Strong Coffee. So maybe they had too much of this. Nah, probably not. By the way, the reviews are in. They're saying it's not fair. It just tastes too good. And you get addicted right away. It's got the caffeine, and it tastes so good, and it gives money to progressive causes, and you get that mug. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sorry, not fair. TooStrongCoffee.com/TYT. I'm super psyched about how much people love the taste of the coffee. All right, so now, Million MAGA March. First off, most of them are maskless. They're right next to one another. I know they just... Okay, let me read you the number of cases of COVID in the last couple of days. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, 128,468 cases. 4 days ago, oh my God, jumps up to 140,000 cases. 3 days ago, jumps up to 143,000 cases. By the way, every single one of these is a record. It's a record for the country and for the world. Okay, so, 2 days ago, it jumps from 143 to 153,000 cases. And my God, yesterday, 184,000 cases of COVID, shattering every world record there is. That's here in the United States, okay? And so how many people have died so far? Over 244,000 dead Americans. And you've got now that QAnon clown in Congress, and she's like, my body, my choice. I mean, not an abortion. That's your body for 9 months, and then some, and then the rest of your life. My choice, not your choice. But wearing a mask to protect hundreds of thousands of Americans from dying, all of a sudden it's my choice. Okay, so it doesn't matter. The Million MAGA March, Million Moron March, whatever you want to call it, they made their choice, and they're smearing it all coronavirus all over themselves. God help their family and friends. So that's point one. Point two, then they start attacking the press, of course. Now, look, critiquing the press, I jump in it. I'm all about critiquing the press, no problem. But the question is, how are you going to do it? So then they come maskless, and they chase an MSNBC reporter. She moves away, they move closer. She moves away, they move closer. So now they're intimidating her, and she's worried about her safety. Don't do that, okay? So I know the MAGA guys are never going to listen to me, but if you're a progressive, never, ever do that, okay? Don't ever make anybody feel like they're in any way threatened. That's crazy talk, and that's, of course, MAGA. Of course, that's what they're going to do. But no, that's not where the crazy ends. The crazy never ends with MAGA. So then they're in a Fox News shot, and they start chanting, Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks. Fox News not good enough for the Million Moron March. Okay, so why? Why are they upset at Fox News? One, they've acknowledged reality, and they've called races that they've seen so far. But no, like the things that they were mad at Fox over, it's just unreal. It's unreal. Okay. So by the way, Robert16, thank you for the super chat. I read out some of the super chats and the people who join by hitting the join button below live, as though I do some of these videos, and we appreciate it. You're all the Young Turks. All right. So Tucker Carlson is doing hilarious cases of fake voter fraud. I'm going to break that down for you in a second. But he has made two mistakes. Goy, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Or Goy. So one was, at one point he said, look, there's lots of voter fraud. Doing the Trump hands. Lots of voter fraud. It's outrageous what's happening. The Democrats are cheating everywhere. But Tucker said, if you add all those up, it still doesn't move the numbers. It doesn't swing any state. You're like, how dare you? We were doing a war on math, and you're just not stupid enough for us. Another Fox News anchor got into a verbal fight with a Trump supporter today. He's like, okay, I'm trying to ask you, okay, how do you flip the states? How many votes do you have? What is the voter fraud going to prove? And then how many votes is that, and how do you flip the states? She's like, I guess you're okay with voter fraud. How many voter fraud is okay for you? That's their new talking point. They did it on Real Time with Bill Maher. They did it on Fox News. Lenny Trujillo God, I'm so bad at pronouncing names, but thank you for being a member. Well, okay. You're saying this is the second offense that Tucker did. It relates to it. They're saying, well, there's 4 dead people who voted in Georgia. Not true. I'll explain. Okay. So that means that Biden lost Georgia and Trump won. Wait a minute. Even if that were true, Biden won Georgia by 14,000 votes. So how would 4 people overturn 14,000 some odd votes? Just war on math. Don't care. So Tucker said he can't overturn it. Then they hated Tucker. And then he had to reel it back. Backpedal. So then he goes on, we got 4 cases of voter fraud. I'm telling you right now, in Georgia, 4 cases. That would be 8, by the way. But that's the Republican math for you guys. So obviously the rest of the votes in Georgia don't count. So what were the 4 cases? Well, he mentioned 2 of them. For example, James Blaylock and Linda Kessler. Okay, so turns out James Blaylock is dead. Aha! But James Blaylock didn't vote. Mrs. James Blaylock voted. Oops. So she went on TV and she's like, I'm right here. I go by Mrs. James. I'm old school. I go by Mrs. James Blaylock. I love my husband and he passed away. I didn't vote for him. I voted for me as Mrs. James. So the second one, Linda Kessler. Totally undead. She's alive. She's like, hey, I'm right here. Why? They're like, there's another person named Linda Kessler and she died. Yeah, but she didn't vote. The one that's alive voted. To them, like the idea that there'd be 2 people in the same state with the same name, they're like, oh, never occurred to them. They're like, you claim that 78 John Smiths voted, when in fact there's 1 dead John Smith in the state of Georgia. Yeah, but there's 78 that are alive right now. Here they are, right? What? Okay. And they're like, how much voter fraud is okay with you? None. So you take those votes away. So, for example, under their own logic, in Pennsylvania, there was a guy who voted for himself, and then he went to vote for his dead mother. And he said, because Trump told us to vote twice or whatever he said, right? And he's trying to, in his mind, counteract the out-of-control fraud on the Democratic side. He gets arrested because you can't vote twice. Okay, does that mean, well, that's it then. Biden automatically won the state of Pennsylvania. Would you forget about any of the counts? Under Republican logic, if you find 1 instance of voter fraud, how much voter fraud is too much? How much voter fraud is acceptable? Well, we have 1 guy voting twice for Trump in Pennsylvania, so obviously Biden automatically wins Pennsylvania. By the way, if we retroactively apply that to 2016, then Hillary Clinton would be the president. You can't invalidate a whole state because you got 1 knucklehead voting for Trump twice. Okay, now back to Georgia. The Georgia officials are looking into the other 2 people that they claim are dead voters. They have not at all confirmed that. Again, I told you this to you weeks ago before the election. The common mistake that they make is thinking, aha, we've got Bob Johnson voted and there's a dead Bob Johnson. Yeah, there's a million alive Bob Johnsons. Okay, so anyways. Lindsay Fundowski Feldman, what a great name. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Thank you to Amos the Cat and Tyrannosaurus in F14 or Florida 14. Thank you for the super chats. We appreciate it. You too, Case Petty. You too, Chris Keith. And El Loco Nightmare. Fun. Handle on YouTube. Nino Namoko. These are all people who just joined up. And who are also giants. For Young Turks membership, you guys are awesome. Coffee is for closers. Thank you for the super chat. And of course, coffee is not just for closers. It's for causers because they donate to causes like Justice Democrats, Rebellion PAC, Wolf PAC, etc. Satiric something or other just joined. Thank you. I'll try to get your right name. Sometimes when I do it on the computer, it flies by too fast. Anyways, back to Georgia. So then Tucker Carlson goes out and says, oh, okay, my bad. It turns out, Seymour, before you guys are going too fast. All right, I'll try to get to you guys. This system sucks and doesn't get me to all of you. The Wiz is here. Thank you at the premium level. Okay, that way you get all our videos and you support the show more. Environmental Coffee House. Are you serving too strong coffee? at environmental coffee house? Because you should. Gives money to organic and fair trade and delicious. Okay. By the way, it's not yet for coffee houses. We'll get it there, though. We'll get it there. We just got started. Okay. Christian Kavanaugh. You guys are all great. I love you guys. Oh, there we go. Finally caught up. I'm going to tell you the last Tucker thing in 1 second, but I want to give people credit. The Wiz is here, premium level. Rain Dog Gaming Fun just joined. Seymour Demonica joined. And Satiric Games joined. So thank you guys. And Moni Lou 78 joined. Okay. You guys make the Young Turks possible. All right. Now, Tucker Carlson then goes on air and corrects himself and says, it turns out Mrs. James Blaylock is a real person and she voted and it wasn't her dead husband. Now they're furious all over again. Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks. Tucker, why do you keep making the same mistake? They want you to lie to them. Like you think you're being fair, like you're giving the appearance, not actually being fair, giving the appearance of being fair by every once in a while admitting to something that's true, right? But that would work for progressives. That would work for probably most Democrats. I would hope that people are actually fair, and that works best. Actually honest is the number one recipe for actually getting people's trust and getting rational people to follow you. But your audience is not that. The minute you admit something plainly obvious, we could all see Mrs. James Blaylock. She's on TV in Atlanta. They're like, how dare you, Tucker? How dare you? And you're telling me now we're down to 2 potential maybe dead votes in Georgia. And then you have the temerity, Tucker Carlson, to say 2 does not equal 14,000. Disgusting. Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks. Okay. Have at it, Hoss. You want to do it that way? Roll with it. Mrs. Smith is now a supporter of the Young Turks. It's funny, I've been mentioning the last name Smith a lot, and here she is. Nick Marzak just became a Young Turks member. Love you guys. All right, so now we turn to the desperate straits that their legal fight is in. They've lost every case. And now lawyers have withdrawn from Trump's cases because they're saying, look, we go to court, they ask us what's our evidence of fraud, and in 9 out of 10 cases, in fact, in 10 out of 10 cases, we present 0 evidence. And then the judge says, okay, tell me who voted fraudulently. And we say we don't have any. Then they say, okay, you're all 700,000 votes in Pennsylvania. Trump's tweeting about today. He says, they didn't let us observe. The Constitution says you have to observe. So I win Pennsylvania. He said that. No, wait, how do you know they were all for Biden? That's not how it works. Even if that outrageously false claim was true, you don't automatically win the state. If that was true, that any voter fraud means the other person automatically wins. Like I said, there was a guy who voted twice for you in Pennsylvania. That's it. Then now Biden automatically wins Pennsylvania. They actually believe this stuff. So when I call it a million more on March and others do, like you say, oh, no, hey, that's offensive. You don't know. Maybe they're geniuses. Come on. Nobody actually believes that, right? So, but it's because of this. You can't say that either side automatically wins if you find one case. And the 700,000 votes, did they have observers, Republican observers? Of course they did. They went into court. This is the funniest one of all. We told you this over a week ago. They go into court. The judge says, all right, Trump's legal team, did you guys have observers in the room? The guy's like, there was non-zero Republican observers in the room. Just like, what do you mean non-zero? Does that mean there were Republican observers in the room? And he's like, yes. Pathetic. So, okay, they've lost every case, resoundingly so. No matter how conservative the judges are, they toss them out on their ass. They're like, in a court case, you need evidence. You guys have none in any of your cases. So what has that left Trump with? He has named a new leader of his legal team. It's because the others literally left the building. Because Trump comes in and he yells at them. And he's like, well, why didn't you win the case? They're like, because we had no evidence. He said, well, why didn't you just lie? I said, I'll be disbarred. I can't just lie. He's like, go out there and fight more. He said, I want more fighters. They're like, dude, there's nothing we could do. We're making this stuff up. Like sometimes you know what they did once? They went into the wrong court. They're like, because since facts don't matter, They're like, it wasn't Hawaii, but I'll give it to you as an example. Like, we are in the state of Hawaii to show you why Trump won Pennsylvania. And the judge is like, what are you guys doing here? What are you doing in my court? So they threw him out summarily because they were in the wrong court. They're unreal. Rex just became a member. Thank you, man. Moni Lou 78. Thank you. Oh my God, you're a member on YouTube and Twitch and on TYT.com. Who doesn't love you, Moni? Thank you. And now you do a super chat. All right. Danger Dave, thank you for the super chat. Appreciated. Odin 029. If Odin's on our team, well, I mean, I guess we win by definition. So thank you for using super chat. And Steven just became a premium level member. Helps the show more. And you get all of our videos and all of our content at premium level. At the essentials level, you get the all the post games. Tara C, thank you for the super chat. Bean Clay, thank you for becoming a member. So Rudy now is in charge of the legal team because literally no one else will do it. So they had to do total landscaping of the legal team. And I know what you're thinking. Break news. But nope. This is actually real news. I had to get that in there. So now a literal lunatic is in charge of the Trump legal team. And we got Million Maga March out there going, Fox News sucks. Yeah, Rudy's in charge. We're going to win. We're going to landscape the whole country. Sad. Super, super sad, man. The fact that democracy has devolved to this and the fact that half the country voted for Trump, it's just unreal, man. I can't. Every time I think about 48% of the country voting for Trump, I can't believe it. So I think Moonbeam just joined at the premium level. So thank you. Louis Lamp, thank you for the super chat. John Cockram just became a member. Thank you. Oscar Navarro. I feel like I've seen you before, Oscar, using super chat. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. All right. So bottom line is they've lost every case. They don't have enough votes, even if every one of their stories was true. They're completely and utterly lying about not having Republican observers in the room. Throwing out 700,000 votes is not a thing you could even ask for in court. It's not a remedy. You have to go to the right courts and you have to actually present evidence. And, physically chasing down reporters and chanting the media network that is most favorable to you sucks. None of that is going to work. But can you guys believe this? This is now November 14th. It's been almost 2 weeks since the election day. It's been a week since everyone, including Fox News and every media outlet, definitively called the election. Now Arizona and Georgia have been called. Biden has now won by a large electoral college lead than Trump won 2016. Biden has 306 votes. Electoral college votes. This thing is beyond over, and MAGA still thinks, nope. We're going to go for the steal. Math doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Evidence doesn't matter. We're going to go march in the streets. Stand democracy, because we're love America. We're going to make America great again. No, you're literally trying to destroy the fabric of this country by rejecting democracy. And Trump, of course, the biggest sore loser of them all. All right, last shout outs to Stan Pinkowski program. Thank you for being a member. Divya Parthasarathi upgraded membership to premium level. You're awesome. Gerald Pena just became a member. Everybody who's a member, you are the Young Turks. You make this show possible. Do you see this anywhere in mainstream media? In mainstream media, sometimes they get perplexed, and sometimes they're even vexed. But they never lay it out for you as clearly as I'm doing it here, because they're worried about, what if we offend Republican viewers? Well, if the truth offends Republican viewers and you're in the news business, you should offend Republican viewers. Because are you going to deliver the actual news to them, or are you going to deliver watered down, politically correct news to them? And since we're backed by you guys, people like Karen Weidman Bell, who just joined at the essentials level, we can say anything we want because you guys are our boss. So thank you. Hit the join button below. And if you're watching this anywhere other than YouTube, tyt.com/join. Love you guys, and I'll see you real soon. Marissa, thank you for becoming a member.